it was kind of scary because at 30 something years old, I'm 38, so 36, 37 years old, it's like, dang, when you gonna stop evolving? Like, when do you know, stop changing? First video of my whole transitioning process. I think it's important to document the whole process. We see a lot of videos and documentaries and stuff like that for young people, but nobody that's older, that decides later in life that they want to transition. And then if you do see them, you don't really see people of color. You don't really see people of color that are documenting, their transition process or what made them, decide they want to transition so late in life. So I thought it was good to get myself and my homie Torrey together to document it, and I trust Torrey to be able to share, information and stuff like that maybe I wouldn't share with somebody else. Or even questions that may come about. I know where the place that they're coming from. I'm actually late into this transition process in regards to I'm 3.5 months already on T. So, which I think is a good place to start. A lot of people start from the first day that they take their first shot or whatever, but I think it's good to start between the 3 and 4 month mark, simply because there are no real big changes in the first couple of months. And so a lot of the videos are repetitive. It's like, this is my voice 1 week on T, this is my voice 3 weeks on T. And it's not, you don't get to see the drastic changes that take place over time. So my voice hasn't really changed as much to me. There's a little raspiness to it that's more than normal, and that I've attributed comes from the T, where your voice is changing and fluctuating, just like you're going through a second puberty, where your voice kind of came into itself as you got older. So that's the only thing, other than some physical changes. I had hair on my face before T. So the hair on my face and all of that is not really new in this area, but like here and here, I didn't have all of that. My sideburns have always been long, but all of this, the little bit of hairs that's coming in here. So this, is definitely brought out more because of T. I didn't know anybody that would be considered trans or, transitioning personally. So I didn't have any friends or anything like that. I didn't have anybody in my circle, and I didn't even interact with people, that were trans or anything like that. I would say at least 10 years ago, I can't say I've had any friends like that. So when I moved here to Atlanta, it was the same thing, and I moved here in 2012. So that was the same thing. I didn't have any trans friends or anything like that I knew of. But when I started looking into forming some type of bond within the LGBT community with other stud, like lesbians or females, like what I consider myself, whatever, I started looking at different fraternities and stuff like that. That's where I started to see in the LGBT fraternity community that there were different types of LGBT people. So I started seeing more trans people, and honestly, I think I was so fascinated by it, but I internalized it and it projected as transphobia. So when I started getting interested in it, at first I was telling myself, I'm just interested. I just, what make them do that and stuff like that. But I've always been tomboyish in nature as far as how I look, how I dress, stuff like that. And I've always felt more comfortable presenting more of my masculine side than my feminine side or whatever, but actually starting to see people in those changes. Just like you hear people say, people are racist or prejudiced or hold bigotry towards those things that they just don't know about or whatever. And so it could be more so where they're interested in knowing about it, but it's just coming out in that way, out of fear of what that road may take them down or whatever. So when I started realizing, you know what, I'm actually interested in this, and I can actually see myself being more comfortable in my own skin and not feeling like when I walk out into the world, especially when those changes take place more. Nico, like, I wanna be in the video. Come on. Say hello, Nico. Say hi. And so, you know, looking at the different videos and stuff like that, I started to realize I felt like I could be more free and more free to be myself if I could move in a world that was comfortable for me. And when I thought about that and I looked at those videos, I was like, I'm not transphobic. This is something that I identify with. And it was kind of scary because at 30 something years old, I'm 38. So 36, 37 years old, it's like, dang, when you gonna stop evolving? Like, when do you know, stop changing? Okay, you started out, oh, I'm just a tomboy. Then you start, well, it's more than just being a tomboy. I like girls too. You know what I mean? To, okay, I'm a lesbian. And then it's, well, I'm a stud. I'm a soft stud because I'm not hard. But I, you know, carry myself more masculine, you know, or whatever. Then it's, well, I don't want to be labeled. So I'm a no label or queer, because queer allows me to freely move between masculinity and femininity, you know, or whatever. To I'm trans, you know, that kind of thing. And then not feeling fully trans, if that even makes sense. So, and I say that because I don't necessarily want to go a whole, you know, as of right now, I don't want to live as a total man. I really want to be in between. You know, I want that fluctuate. You know, when I'm feeling more masculine, I can present that. When I'm still want to be masculine, but, you know, more in tune with my feminine side, I can do that without giving up that masculinity or what have you. So that's the road that took me on. That's how I got started into looking at it, and that's how I came to the decision. For me, I am freer, you know, in a more masculine, you know, space or what have you. And how that looks for me is just different, you know, compared to other stories that you hear. But that doesn't make me, you know, less trans, or that doesn't make me where I'm not trans, or whatever the case may be. So yeah, that's what that took me.